fire all those who were judged out of the books, the Great White were thrown. And then we head into eternity at that point. And so, I know that's a basis of thought for a lot of people. What is it we're going to be doing in eternity after the Great White Throne Judgment? Because John stops there. But I find it interesting. Keep bugging him about it myself. What is it we're going to be doing during eternity? I don't know. Maybe he'll reveal more and more and more. So it's our job is to seek it out. So it's interesting. Anyway, you can read the full articles I've written on eternity and the second coming of Christ at my website, SherryTalkRadio.com. Have those in my page of articles. You can read it free online. Till then, till next week, I'll answer a couple emails that have come in. If you have an email question for the show, you can send it to SherryTalkRadio at yahoo.com. Sister Sherry and Enoch mentions this entity named Azazel as a Satan or a separate entity. At Book of Enoch is also hints that the Satans was a title of an office, not the name of an angel. Can you please explain this whole scenario a little better? I have 16 more Oregon cupcakes I haven't placed either in vehicles and by water line, oil line, and electricity panels in my house, and then headed towards Maine at the end of this week. Oh, good. If you think if you can think of an area I could place these, please let me know. Yeah, hunt down George Bush's wherever he's at in Maine. And don't go right on his property. Just do a border all the way around his property of Oregon, you know. I know he's got a lot of property up there. And I know that there's reptilian training ground bases up there, and Maine, just one state I haven't been in. There's, when you look at Enoch and he talks about Azazel, and I know everybody sweeps all of these angels under the rug as being Satan himself, one entity, and I think there's different ones. I don't think there's just the one. When you look at all these, there's Azazel and Samael and all these different types, it's not just one Satan. He's totally right. There's different Satans. Satan's just a term for the adversary, and Lucifer is the bearer of light, being the main head one, if you ask me, because there's just so many of them, and some have been in judgment up until now, and won't be free to reign and roam again until during the tribulation period, and so. It's the whole thing's interesting, getting name breakdowns and realizing that not everything is just Satan himself, but he has a whole slew of helpers. Question from a listener, comment. I'm a college kid in my early 20s, and I was led to the truth about the fallen angel alien invasion conspiracy about 2.5 years ago. Ever since then, it's been hard to function in society as a normal American because I know what's going on. It's a struggle to go to work and make money because everything is such a facade. We all need money in order to survive in the physical world. Go figure. I wanted to know if you had any advice on how you dealt with coping with the realities of this world and how it didn't push you away from Yah and made you stronger. P.S. Everyone at this point thinks I'm crazy because I make Oregon and throw it all around my city in my spare time instead of hanging out all the time. Yeah, your life on Earth definitely changes when the fog, the haze lifts, and all of a sudden you see everything for what it is. But at the same time, I think it's the Lord himself who reveals to you your purpose for being here. And so it makes it more manageable to live on this earth and be able to detach away from it, because I couldn't get any more detached than I already am. I have a college degree. I have 3 degrees, and I just walked away from all of it when I started getting my eyes open and learning the truth about everything that was going on. So it wasn't anymore what I want to do on earth. It was, what do you want me to do on earth, Lord? I know I'm here for a reason. Just tell me what it is. And he has led me into that. And so once you wake up, you just become more of, realize that there's a purpose and a calling for you, why you're here. I know our system, our government, our lives, our parents, grandparents, the whole way of life is set up to where you just, you grow up, you get educated, you get a job, you support yourself the rest of your life. Yay. I couldn't be any more bored than, is this all there is? Live to survive, have to get a job, have to support myself, can never own anything, because even if you own a house, if you don't pay taxes, they'll take it. If you don't pay rent, you don't have a house. You can't get by with just not working to support yourself. It's all just like we're slaves to the system. You never own anything. And so it's very easy to become detached from all that. Very easy to just walk away from it and say, this is boring, I hate it here. What is my real purpose for being here, Father? Because anybody who can wake up to that extent can realize that they're just sent here for a purpose on earth, and warriors here for the last days for the Most High. And so that's part of your job. If that's what He's led you into, doing the orgo. And I've traveled the country from one end to the other. Have spent years doing that and leading everybody else, the people that are awakened, that the Lord has led into doing this part of warfare in the last days. We are a crazy bunch. Everybody else looks at us and thinks we're crazy, but I'll tell you what, can't be more than me. The way we look at them and see them as crazy, just trying to survive in this system on earth, this whole matrix, the way things are set up. I just couldn't be any more bored with it. And so you're not crazy. You're just one of the Lord's waking up, and so just keep doing what He wants you to do, and don't worry about what people think. Question: if the black community are the Israelites, that would mean only the black people are going to heaven. That can't be right. You don't listen to a thing I say on this show, do you? Anybody send me? I get sick of this crap. I just said Israel's everybody. It's all races. It's all people. Great show. Do you think that the Armageddon armies will be Satan's armies, fallen angels, or mankind, or both? How could Satan really believe he could battle against the Most High and Yahushua at the second coming? He does believe it. He does believe he can win. That's the insanity part. He does think he can win. Do you think that the Armageddon armies will be Satan's armies, fallen angels, or mankind? You know what? It's going to be a mixture of both, because, like I've always said, Satan doesn't need human armies when he comes to Earth. He's not counting on human armies for his security here on Earth. He's going to have his own armies, his own alien forces here on Earth, and a lot of humans will be dead by then. It'll be a mixture of both. It'll be a mixture of both. That's what I see. How could Satan really? Well, like I said, he does believe that. He believes he can win, and that's why he's a formidable foe. He'll never back down because he believes he can win, and that's why the Lord uses him. He uses him to test His people. Uses them for His purposes. Hello, Sherry. Great show as always. My question time is, if God is no longer in the churches, would it be wrong to get married in a church? I ask this because my girlfriend and I want to get married, but we don't want to honor God, and getting married in a church by a priest or pastor just doesn't seem right anymore. I just don't think it's the significance it once was, because we know the churches are a joke today, and apostasy and error, and the Lord has said they're not His churches, and I don't think it's wrong or right either way. I got married by a Christian and mayor in a mayor's office. I didn't go through the whole church thing either when I got married 18 years ago, and so yeah, I don't know. Just it's not right. It's not wrong. I don't know. What can you do? Basically, when you get married these days, anyway, you're getting married under the state. And I know that there are some pastors standing up to where you can get married just under biblical law and not being married under the state, but then the state doesn't recognize you as being married, and blah, it's a whole big shaboom. So I don't know, you can't win. Question from Melissa. Either way, just do what the Lord leads you to do, or you don't feel anything one way or the other, just do what you feel led to do. Question from a listener. Are we in a time of calm? Yes. Anything on the near horizon? We are in a time of where they're implementing the famine, and so some people can see it and some people can't, because the stores still have food on them, and so they can't see the trees for the forest. They are in the background implementing this worldwide famine, and so when it really does hit, it's going to be too late for a lot of people to stock up and prepare.